great day to be alive. Well, at least we got the grass mowed. I've been mowing it every other day. It seems like we've had so much rain. We have rain coming in sometime here this afternoon, I believe. Looks pretty dark. But anyway, we got that done. So we're caught up on that. And we just have a little trimming to do. So that's all good. Another thing off the list. It's gone. The boat is gone. We found a new home for her. We had to sell it. We've been trying to get rid of it. Probably the best time of the year to get rid of it, I think. We did find a buyer for it, and hopefully he'll be happy with it for many years to come. Kind of an expensive habit. Loretta and I enjoyed going out on the water, out of the ocean quite a bit. And one of the funnest things we enjoyed doing was just going 3, maybe 4 miles out and just shutting her down and just sitting there and enjoying the peace and quiet and turn on the radio. Used to do a lot of travels up to St. Pete and farther south, and it was fun going out with other couples. And over the years, it's been a lot of fun. We've had that boat for 8 years, and I've had a boat for probably most of my adult life. And but it's just kind of come to an end. Sometime we'll probably have another one, I'm sure. But with this boat, there's been a lot of expense. Takes a lot of fuel to run it, and the gas to run it out to the Keys, and storage, and maintenance on it, picking it up, dropping it off. We can't keep it at the house because where there's requirements within this county. But it's been fun. It's been real. So hopefully sometime down the road, maybe we'll have another one. I'm not sure, but we'll wait and see what happens. But it's been a lot of fun. So it was time for it to go. And time will tell. We'll see what happens in the future. So I was hoping we'd have a chance to maybe play some beanbag sometime today, but based on the rain, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Just have to take it one step of the way. Probably won't rain until 7 o'clock, which is fine with me because I'll be done for the day. today so far. Pretty decent temperatures. This morning it rained pretty heavy early. I'm going to say probably 4:30, 5 o'clock. Turned out to be a nice day. Pretty comfortable outside. Nice breeze, which makes it nice. Want to give you a little bit of an update. We've got most of the power spraying done and cleaning up around the house. We have most of the mulch done, except for a few bags. We have all the landscape trimming done. And boy, we had a bunch of barrels out there yesterday. I had 8 or 9 32-gallon containers at the road to pick up from the property, getting all that done. So quite a bit. And I'll show you some pictures of that maybe later in the video. But I want to go over one thing that has been on my chest. It kind of bothers me. You know, we are paying for services provided by the county. One is recycling and one is the trash. So they pick up trash on Mondays and Thursdays, and Wednesdays they pick up the yard waste, which is good. You know, that's a lot of trash for some people doing 2 days a week. For me, maybe not so much. It's just the two of us for the most part. But I know from experience that, you know, you get more people you have, rather, you know, the more trash you have. Well, now, you know, as if we aren't paying enough, the price is going up, and we're only gonna do trash pickup on once a week, and they're gonna supply us with a new can. You know, we went through this whole process about 5 to 7 years ago with the county. We were doing the recyclables, and we were using the little blue tubs, and we were setting that out. And you know, I'm sure that wasn't enough for most people because they were relatively small. So then they went up to the bigger yellow dumpster type bin things that they have with the lid on that flip up and down. And I thought those were pretty good. You know, for me, we have a lot of recycles, and I think I'm all for recycling. It's a good thing, but I'm sure the cost went up for that. But you know, it just seems like every time you turn around, they're trying to gouge you for more money. And you know, I know it costs money to you know, pay a guy to get up in the morning and go drive a truck and unload that stuff and process this stuff at the centers, and you know, go through all the processes that are involved with doing this whole pickup and, you know, dispersing the stuff that everybody has out. But gosh, you know, I got a receipt on my bulletin board in my office. I always go back to it, and it goes back to when I lived in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I had a house in town, and I have a receipt from the city that I used to pay $12.93 a month for water, sewer, stormwater, and trash pickup at the curb. And wow, yeah, you stop and think, how did they ever afford to do all that on that kind of money? This goes to show you how much has changed. It just seems like every time you turn around, they're trying to come up with a way to get more money. You know, when we have other stuff going on in the county that I live in, and you know, they got road projects going on that they'll do the work on something that provides a relief for a short period of time, when knowingly ahead of time they could have done something to divert something down the road to make it easier and money well spent to go in and make the changes ahead of time. They'll go back and spend $12 million on something, and then come back and spend $40 million on to do it the second time. I don't quite understand that thinking. In my mind, that's just not thinking ahead very well. I know when I moved down here, things were a lot different, a lot more simple, and things have changed a lot over the time, and now it's just, there's so many people. But anyway, that's my event for the day. So we'll try to get some other bids up for the property cleanup and stuff we have sometime shortly. Tell me it's yard day without telling me it's yard day. Eight 32-gallon containers. So just a quick little property rundown. You know, we've gotten most of this cleaned up and trimmed. And this thing here, that's grown substantially in the last 5 years. I remember putting this stuff in the ground, it was just barely enough to cover the ground. The hose attachment we moved over there, and some of the landscaping around the pool area and what have you. Got all that pretty much looking good. Power sprayed the concrete and the paver bricks that we have. I haven't put any sealer on it in a while. I don't know, sometimes it just doesn't seem to last, especially midsummer when you first put it down and you get all the heavy rain. It can't stand up to it. You know, we got this all cleaned up. I need to get some stain on that sometime here soon. I'll keep you updated on that. Get this all power sprayed. That stuff over there, I don't know. I'm gonna have to put something really strong to get that off. It doesn't want to seem to go away. Got the new sunshade up, and chairs are going bye-bye this weekend. I have some new Adirondack chairs that we're gonna put in here so we can use the fire pit. We got this all power sprayed. We got paint touch up. We got this all cleaned up. We got this somewhat organized. I was gonna redo this area where we keep our cushions, but sometimes when it rains we mad dash to throw them in here real quick before they get wet, and so forth and so on. And then you come out here, and this was a mess. I mean, really a mess back when I used to do a lot of subcontracting. Got most of this cleaned up, got everything trimmed, all the vines off the fence. Got a couple pieces of concrete left over for a couple jobs I need to get busted up. This right here I'm going to put up over here. I'm going to add a couple batten boards and run something from the roof edge to the roof edge on this to keep this from getting wet back here. I'm going to move the grill back over here, get that off the patio, create a little more walk space underneath the 4-foot overhang on the house. So I don't know if we showed an update on this. We got the sills painted. I decided to paint those to match you know, all the rest of them, so all the sills are painted. House has been completely painted. You know, we got this all situated here now. Got trash here, recyclables, all 10. I have 10 32-gallon cans that we use to keep the property cleaned up. I still need to fix that hole in the fence. Actually, 2 of them from the storm. When Milton came through last year, what a doozy. And got the gate all patched back up, working correctly. Got this all power sprayed. Looks very good. I don't know if a lot of you have ever seen anything like this, but these right here are where they used to keep the trash when they did trash pickup back in the early, I'm going to say 20 or 30s. At some point in time they got rid of that. And kind of a neat little thing. I thought about painting them. They're aluminum, made by a foundry here in Florida, actually. Called the Sanitary Can Container, manufactured by the Cochran Concrete Company. So I don't know if they buy those and put them in. I'll see what it looks like here. It's a little space. Good stuff, man. Oh, cool. A little history there. So the only thing we got left to do is I got to pull this panel off and fix it. The post is getting pushed over from the root on my palm there. I trimmed all the other ones out the other day. I'm going to put some mounts down here tomorrow and cover that up, so that'll all be complete. I'm going to come over here. I got this all cleaned up. That's been needing it really bad. Got the moss down coming through around here. Got this palm cleaned up for the most part. It's been all the rain we've had. I'm surprised how dry it's been. Yeah, these look so much better since they're trimmed. That was probably an hour cleaning that up. Still see one piece I forgot on the back side. I was sweating a dog. It was like 93 that day. This is all new. I'll do landscaping. I poured this concrete barrier completely around the house, 1 yard at a time by hand out of a wheelbarrow. Mixed it up, formed it up, put it in. Still looks pretty good. There's a few places where it's cracked, but other than that, it's weathered the environment over the years pretty good. All new bark, all new grass, which, boy, they're growing like gangbusters. Windows are all painted. We have the new shutters up. I have a new number up for the house on the side of the house. I turned this rock around so it would face the other side. I was going to originally grind the numbers into that with our house number, but we decided not to. And believe it or not, this little deal here, I planted that thing 10 years ago, and that thing hasn't grown more than 6 inches. It stays colored, but it just doesn't want to grow. And I water it and I water it. Craziest thing I've ever seen. I think I got a pretty good green thumb. And you know, water obviously makes a big difference, because I planted these from out of a bucket from the big box stores. Then you come over here, and yeah, we have some new plants out front. There's the new patio, or not patio, but porch. I think I did my take on that. If I didn't, I'll repost it. Repour all that concrete, put the tile over the top of it, painted the doors, got that all done. Put the tongue and groove ceiling in here. Oh, there goes the dogs. We're like, hey, what's happening out there? Who is here? I don't recognize him. New gutter, new downspout, all new edging and grass all the way through here. Got that all done. Seals, painted those. Got the, I made all those shutters by hand. Made the brackets, painted them. Got the wire mesh behind it in the keyholes. Kept these, pulled out the rest of it. Replaced it with the grass here and then the other side. This palm right here, funny story. I planted that the same time I planted all this. And the same time that I planted this little guy. Same time, same store, same size, same amount of water, same amount of sunlight. But that one's still only that big. And this one is, wow, bingo. She really took off. New grass over here. This is all new. All new divider pieces, mulch, new piece of fence I bought. I finally got the gravel out of the yard. I got dirt over, I got grass seed planted. And overall, the grass looks pretty darn good this year. And I'm pretty happy with it. I got a lot of time in that. Seeding and fertilizing and mowing and whatever else. That palm tree is new. There was one in there before. It was a double, but it just didn't seem to want to take off. Finally, I think one died, so I pulled it out, got rid of it, and we moved on from that. Got a new thing out by the road by the mailbox. I'll zoom in on that. That looks pretty good. And a piece of grass out there, that's doing really well. Pretty happy with that. I made the sign on the box that shows the address for the house. They wanted to take these guys out for a long time, but they wanted a fortune to take these out. So I decided that, yeah, we'll just let them sit there and maybe sometime down the road. I planted that guy probably 10 years ago, if not 12 years ago or more. And it's just grown like a wildfire. Yep, grass is finally coming back in here. I fertilized it quite a bit, put some new grass filler in, a lot of spots, watered it, and trimmed all of this stuff out. These were well above the house line. Got that all done. House is all painted. I still need to put some paint on the edge of the fascia, which I power sprayed that and it just will not come off. I sprayed that pretty heavily where you see the rust on there, and I even tried taking a Scotch-Brite to it. I started taking the paint off. I'm like, well, I'll just put paint on it. So we got that done, and you'll sneak right in here and you'll see all the sills are painted. That's with a brown chestnut oil-based paint. All right, come over here. I even got all the pipes painted rather. Fuse box, meter box. Probably could have taken that off because we aren't using that internet company anymore. I went with Frontier. We got it all set up over there. So we got this all done. This is all done, trimmed up. Got the mulch in. There's our putting green. Got this all trimmed up. There's a concrete border I poured many years ago. So it looks pretty good. Got some water pushing the mulch over the edge. Got the windows painted, the frames repainted. I actually replaced the sill entirely on this one. It was starting to get rotted out. I replaced all that with new wood, caulked it, painted it. Kind of dirty. Tree frogs like to get on there and leave their welcoming package every night. So we got that done. And then we come over here. Got some spray on this. The weeds were starting to come in, grass rather. I've even got barrier down on this shell I put in place. Fire pit area. There's my swing. There's the edge of the golf course. And all this out here is new. AstroTurf's probably, I don't know, 6 years old. All the landscaping going down in front of it's new. Got to finish up the mulch back in here. Other window, that's painted. Yep, birdhouse, that's new. That's a post I made out of some galvanized steel. and I mounted it over the side of a very small fence post, which worked out really good. And the base kind of made that work on the bottom of that. I actually got that from my birthday. Kind of a neat little gift. Pull the top off, put the stuff in. Got a place on the ends to put the suet in there. They're digging that. Come around here, there's my fire log rack I made. Boiled that up out of some angle. Painted it, I don't know, a couple years ago. It's doing pretty well. I had 2 coats of paint on it. Some minor surface rust on there, which, you know, to be expected. Cleaned that out today. I was getting full of stuff just from laying around the house. There's our relatively new but a year old sandbag game pieces, the AstroTurf. This is all new. There's my golf cart, and this is all fairly new. We bought these pots. I had $500, and all the pots around the back side and the front side of the pool area, and that stuff's not cheap. But anyway, kind of gives you a rundown. Thanks, and we'll catch up with you in a little bit. Well, that just about wraps it up for the day. It is a hot one out here. It's 94. And I don't know, I can take a little bit more. I've got a couple things finished up yet today, but I think that pretty much wraps up this video. I hope you enjoy it, and please like and comment and subscribe if you like this content. I'll try to give you some updates on some landscaping stuff I've got going on the next day or two, and some other stuff I've got going on around the outside of the house. So talk to you soon.